Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It is week 19 and we are coming at you from my table. Miss you all, hope you're all doing well. So this is week 19, we're continuing on, and this is a new portion of fine arts. So fine arts, we did art, we did like painting, we used pastels and drawing. So this last 6 weeks of CC, we are doing fine arts but music, and the music that we're listening to is classical music. So if some of you remember from last year, we did classical music at the end, and for those who are new joining us this year for CC, we do classical music. So for this portion, what I recommend is for classical and romantic period is what we're covering for the music is hold on, where I've lost my place. Okay, so the orchestra unit, I'm going to read because I wrote it down. The orchestra unit is designed to encourage all of us to learn to sit quietly and restfully. So moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, whoever's doing this with you, this is a time to like relax. Put all the other work aside. The kids are encouraged not to do drawing or any type of art during this time, which I think we did last year, but they just want kids to learn to sit quietly and to listen to the music, okay? During this time, we can learn to listen actively to classical music and appreciate the symphony of instruments that express the ideas and emotions of a composer. So let's recap. So in fine art, we did Rembrandt, we did Gainsborough, Degas, and a lot of things that we talked about was the emotion in the artworks. But how do they express the emotion? Remember, we looked at color, we looked at brushstrokes, we looked at lights and darks, how many colors they used. So those are all things that we discussed in the art portion the last 6 weeks. And sometimes, remember, we said if an artist wanted to paint outside and he needed the sunlight, he had to paint really quickly because the sun didn't last very long in that area, and sometimes the sun would move and cast shadows. So if he wanted to capture that picture, he had to paint really quick. And so we noticed that some of the brush strokes, you can actually see the brush strokes. It wasn't like nice and smooth. You can actually see some of the brush strokes, and some of them there was even texture. Remember the word impasto? So that texture, all those things, all those elements of art is how an artist put emotion or expression into their paintings. So similarly, in music, you can hear the expression and the emotion in the music depending on what types of instruments, how loud, how low, how soft. So you'll get the hang of it once you listen to it. Okay, so what else was I saying? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So set aside a nice area, maybe a comfy area, maybe a couch or on the floor, and you're going to turn down the lights. So make a nice, like, create a mood, maybe light a candle or like a tea light, the fake lights. Turn the lights down or turn them off, and you can lay down on the floor, lay down on the couch, make it comfortable. This is an active time for whoever's doing the instruction and the kids to learn about classical music. So we're going to cover three composers. The first one we're going to cover is Beethoven, Symphony No. 5. The second one we're going to cover is Brahms, Symphony No. 4. And the last one is Dvorak, Serenade for strings. So over the next few weeks, I suggest playing these three songs, symphonies and serenades, either at night before bed or in the morning, or maybe while they're doing some work. This way, they will begin to become familiar with the different symphonies, and they'll be able to distinguish the difference between Beethoven, Brahms, and Dvorak. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to sample each one a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm up to 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to sample a little bit of each one, and then you can find them on YouTube. I can send you the link, but if you just Google them, there's tons of them. Okay, so let's go for the first one quickly. Okay, so the first one is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Okay, here we go. Oh, now it's not working. Oh, here we go. Now closing eyes. Okay, so you got the hang of it. That's Beethoven's Symphony No. 5, okay? Next, we have Brahms Symphony No. 4. Okay. Oops, one second, I already sampled these. They're really long, like 46 minutes. So maybe just play a little bit in the beginning, unless you want to put it in the background. And what I would do is ask the kids some questions. Not the first time that they listen to it, but maybe the second, the third time, fourth time, after they become familiar with them, and just say, okay, like, what do you, close your eyes and tell me about what this music makes you feel like. Are you running through a field? Are you, I don't know, whatever it is, that they're just having a tea party? Are you frolicking in the fields of daisies? Whatever it is, let them use their imagination. And then later on, once they become familiar in it, if you want to do some artwork during it, or just during while they're doing other things like a craft, or maybe while you're cooking, just play it for them, so they'll be like, oh my gosh, Mom, that's Beethoven. And before you know it, they'll really know the difference between all three. Okay, last one is the Serenade for Strings by Dvorak. Oh, hold on. I'll put them up a little bit louder. You can totally tell the difference because this one starts off with strings. So even ask them, like, what instruments do you hear? And if they say a violin, like, how do you know that was a violin? It's really beautiful. Okay, so that was the third one. Okay, so again, ask them questions, get them familiar with it. We are going to be going over this for the next 6 weeks, or I think it's 5 weeks, and then the last week we're doing something else. But anyway, Beethoven, Brahms, Dvorak. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, enjoy this time. It really is beautiful, and since you're home anyway and everyone's, quarantined, use the time wisely and just get to know and appreciate these artists. All right, see you soon. Bye.